Yeah, I've gotten to realize that. We're streaming BT dubs.
Oh, nice.
Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I know what I was gonna say, but it's not necessary to talk about right now.
Okay.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm great. Got a cup of coffee,
Oh, me
got some
too.
chocolate chip cookies. Everything's great.
Oh, are they fresh baked or are they from the store? Or both?
They are fresh baked. Well, they were fresh baked like a day ago.
Same difference.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds delightful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
last week when Andy was out of town, because he doesn't let me bake because then he'll eat the stuff I baked and he gets mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
I made 7-layer bars, which I hadn't had since I was a kid. And I remember thinking, holy shit, this is the most amazing thing I've ever eaten ever. And then I made them exactly the same way and not great.
What's in a 7-layer bar?
Mm. Starts off with graham cracker crumbs that's mixed with butter to make a crust. And then you put condensed milk, pour it over that. And then you put a layer of chocolate chips. I like milk chocolate for some reason more than dark. And then a layer of butterscotch chips, and then a layer of coconut, and then a layer of pecans or walnuts. It was disappointing and I'm sad about it.
Well, have you lost your taste for one or more of the ingredients?
That's very possible. And honestly, I think that I've lost my taste for a lot of things since I had COVID.
Mm, I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm.
Do things still taste the same?
I don't know that they do. I feel like things
Mhm.
don't have as much flavor as they used to.
You know, I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too.
Flav.
You know, the highest suicide rate of people that lose a sense, like sight, hearing, whatever, is people that lose their sense of taste.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I mean, yeah, I was told this about 10 years ago, so it might have changed since then, but yeah.
I wonder how I would take it if I were to lose my sense of taste. Because I feel like I'm an emotional eater and like so is like half the world or
Yeah.
more than that or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've often wondered, like since I was a little kid, what if I lost my sense of taste? Would I just eat healthy food because I
No.
didn't know the difference?
Andy knows a few people that have no sense of taste, and they eat for texture, which means they mainly eat fried foods because
Mhm.
that's the enjoyment they get out of it is the texture. I mean, yeah, maybe you would just eat healthy foods. I don't know. That's you. But overall, healthy foods have boring textures.
Do they still have their sense of smell?
I'm not sure. I think so, but I'm not positive.
Because my understanding is that a lot
Mm-hmm.
of taste, well, maybe not a lot, I don't know, some amount of taste
Comes with,
is linked to your sense of smell.
yep.
Maybe that's just not right.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's just part of it.
So wait, the ones that he knows that have lost their sense of taste, have
Mm-hmm.
they completely lost their sense of taste or have they lost some partial sense of taste?
I have not asked. I assume it was all sense of taste since they don't talk about flavor at all. They talk about texture.
And then I further wonder if you lose your sense of taste, does that leave you with any taste at all in your mouth? Like, would all things taste like exactly the same thing? Would they have an absence of taste?
Yeah, I assume everything would taste like nothing. Everything tastes like water now.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I wonder. well, they might experience things differently than each other.
Sure. That's always possible.
We'll never know because we won't talk to them about it.
Oh, God, no. That means I would have to talk to somebody.
Should we do our thing? Should we clap?
Oh, that's our thing. Yeah, let's do it.
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here today to talk about Misfits of Science, Season 1, Episode 9. The episode is called Twin Engines. If you haven't seen it already and want to watch it before we talk about it, this is your only warning because we're about to spoil the whole thing. Tressa, what did you think?
I had fun with this episode.
Yeah, me too.
The funny thing about it, the whole point of the thing, the name of the thing, I didn't realize.
Engines.
Because, all white dudes look the same to me. So I had no idea. Like, I didn't know they were twins until it was way too late in the game. And I was like, oh, that's why. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the movie Dead Poet Society is just like about a group of clones as far as many people are concerned.
Yeah, that's why I never saw it. It looked really boring because it's just the same guy over and over and over.
Yeah, just like a million of the same guy in like a schoolboy uniform.
Gross. Who cares? 12 Angry Men? Who gives a fuck?
Okay, so this is an episode about twins separated at birth, one who had advantages in life and one who had disadvantages in life, but they have a sympathetic link. This is very much
Johnny B.
Well, Johnny B knows Lonnie.
He's the one who helped him get his start. He got his foot up in bootstraps and whatnot because they're both from the streets, probably.
Yeah, Lonnie didn't have a lot of breaks in life. He was brought up in foster care, and he would sometimes just like seem like he was cracking up, stare off into space and ask weird questions like, do you know Dee Dee Holiday?
What an idiot.
Lo and behold, he had this psychic link to his brother Dwayne, who knows Dee Dee Holiday. That's like his girlfriend or racing partner or both. Right. I'm not really sure what is.
We know about Dee Dee Holiday because Johnny B is like talking to Gloria and he's like, I don't know, he's been kind of weird. He's all of a sudden he was talking about some lady named Dee Dee Holiday. But that's kind of weird. Like, that's a very specific thing to remember that is weird about this person, this very specific name about this woman. It's such a good thing that it comes up later so we can connect the two.
The one thing, one. Yeah. Like there should have been a whole bunch of breadcrumbs, some of which like link up and some of which don't, or none of which do, because like they were over the course of many years and
since
they
their
have
childhood.
Different relevance. Right. I'm also left wondering, does Dwayne have the same sympathetic link with Lonnie? Like, has he had flashes of Lonnie's life?
Rich people don't need that.
It's true.
They don't need sympathy or empathy or emotions because they have money.
Yeah, there have been studies that show that sympathy goes like up the status ladder. So like when someone who is wealthy is having trouble in their lives, people who are lower status than them feel sympathy for them, but that's not a reciprocal relationship. And that bears itself out in many ways. Like people stop seeing things that are like on some level upsetting to them. If you live in a city with a lot of homelessness, like you're not going to see all of them all the time. You just won't. Like you develop filters that you're not aware of.
Right. Because you will fucking kill yourself if you have to think about everything all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, So this is like based on the Corsican brothers, the Alexander Dumas story. And right around the time that this episode came out, maybe like a year earlier,
Uh-huh.
there was a Cheech and Chong adaptation of the Corsican brothers, which was probably the direct inspiration, not the Alexander Dumas. I'm just guessing.
Absolutely. That is correct, Josh. I know for a fact that you are right.
um, but so one brother like does again, we have a sort of recurring theme. Last episode, we had a guy who like didn't have great self-confidence, and that
Yeah.
was like an important factor for some reason.
Yeah.
And again, that's like an important factor in this one. One of the brothers, the brother who grew up harder, feels like he has not gotten the respect that is his due, but he also hasn't stood up for himself when it was warranted
We need,
throughout his life.
I think the moral of this episode and the last,
Mm-hmm.
as a combination, is just we need to sympathize with white men.
We need to sympathize with white men.
Oh, I'm
Maybe.
sorry, and their plight. Um, you
Oh,
know,
that's interesting. I feel like there's something.
I was joking, but
No, I mean, I think that you're right. Like, I think that like this is about um like different conceptions of masculinity, right?
uh-huh, yeah, sure.
And Lonnie at the end of this episode has finally like pulled rank on his business partner, who is his like minority stake business partner. And now instead of being bullied, he is the bully.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's one or the other. You can't have a new thing. You have to
Those
either
are
be a
those are the
dick.
two dynamics. You are wolf or sheep. That's it.
Yep, that's it,
You're a
because you are a
predator
man.
or prey.
Anything else is girly AF. We don't want it. Hey,
And that I think goes a lot like I think that goes a long way to explain Billy Hayes' character, because he's not a ladies' man. He
mhm.
is he's presented as a clown, and nothing ever works for him, like money wise or girls wise. And I think that that's like, the third paradigm for like the mindset that's writing these episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
There are three types of men. There's wolf, sheep, and clown.
And lovable loser. You know what? Johnny B, he had a hard case of scoliosis in this episode. He's like,
Scoliosis. What's that?
scoliosis. He's like, I've seen the most impossible shit in my whole life, but there's no way this person can be feeling the same thing as his twin. That's ridiculous.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always got to be like someone saying, despite the fact that like I travel through time and see aliens every day of my life.
Yep. And monsters.
I don't believe what you're saying.
That's impossible. How could that possibly be true?
Also,
Yeah.
okay, so like we've got a B story throughout the episode. Gloria is trying to get her driver's license.
Fun.
Right, totally fun.
Uh-huh.
She makes a kid who skateboards out at her while she's taking the test like fly away, like no problem. By the way, she's taking the test in the ice cream truck. I don't know if they'd even let that happen.
I don't either. That's like a class C. I don't know. But I think the biggest problem with that driver's test is that they couldn't get Max Wright to be the test taker because he already had a job.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's no Jane in this episode. We hear reference to her.
We do? What did they say?
Gloria says that like it took her a year to convince Jane to let her get her driver's license. Why would Jane want to hold her back from having a driver's license? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe she thinks she's mentally unstable.
Maybe you're right. Well, okay. So we got a lot of music in this episode. We've got All of Me
Mhm,
by
mhm.
Willie Nelson right up at the top, and then we've got On the Road Again at the end.
Yep, yep, yep.
We've got Going Nowhere Fast by Meatloaf, and we've got a Phil Collins,
Mhm.
I don't mind.
Yep, yep.
So good luck, copyright lawyers that are listening to this podcast. Good luck.
We'll take your call whenever you are ready.
Also, it's possible that some of those, not all of them, but it's possible that one or two of those could have been cover versions.
Oh, I think they all were.
No, I think that that's really Willie
Mm.
Nelson.
No, that was
You,
not Willie Nelson. There's no fucking way.
you don't think so?
That didn't sound like the music, the original music, or him. You're crazy. You are a crazy person right now.
Willie Nelson once said, "What's up to me?"
Of
And because of a Crohn's curse, I have to say that every time his name is brought up.
course.
Of course.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Where were you? I want details.
Uh,
Did you forget?
nope, I sure did not. I was inside the studio of a TV show I worked on at the time that he was the guest on.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah.
I can't think of a funny show to have you be working in, so I'm going to just skip that part.
I wish that it were Misfits of Science.
I know, but then you would be in LA and you weren't. Were
Or
you?
possibly Nice when they shoot on location.
For that one day they were at the airport at Nice.
Yeah, that's a back lot. All of it was a back lot, and like occasionally a closed down.
No, I saw the sign at the
road.
airport, Josh. I know what I'm talking about.
All right, so the whole point of this episode is that it's about like dwindling resources, fuel efficient cars, the oil companies trying to suppress innovations that would make engines like not have to use as much oil.
It's so great that has all been solved and we don't have to use gasoline anymore ever again. The beginning of the episode when Dwayne was like, hey, don't tell anyone about this awesome fuel efficient engine I just made. You know what happens to those guys? They get murdered or whatever, and then he gets knocked out.
Disappear, and then right away gets knocked out. And his like mechanic partner guy, whose name is Skinner,
just
was
like the principal.
in on it.
Yeah,
just like the principal, or perhaps like Leonard Skinner. Like if you're into this racing culture, you might also be into that. Also, I just want to point out that everyone in the race circuit had Southern accents. Although we haven't gone geographically far from Los Angeles, where we always are.
No, we're still in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we're still like absolutely in LA. To me, these Southern accents are like the blackface of Southern accents.
Yeah, if there were such a thing and it would be offensive, this would be offensive. It was hilarious and wrong, and nobody else gives a shit.
Yeah, nobody was like, we should get a dialect coach or talk to a person from anywhere in the South and listen to them when they speak.
It's fine. We'll just watch a couple of episodes of Hee Haw and we'll be fine. It's fine. What was it?
We got a quick little blip of Nance, the human fly, stopped in. I told him to wait 10 minutes and then give you a buzz.
Nance, you're crazy.
She's the best.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know what I was going to say. Okay, so Mhm.
So go on, go on, go on.
This is gonna. No, you go ahead. No,
No,
I
no, no. You,
insist. Fine. Okay. So, what's his name? Lonnie. He has been witnessing all this stuff that his twin brother witnesses.
mm-hmm.
He knows what his brother's thinking, kind of. Whatever. I assumed that this was all stuff that happened while Dwayne was awake and thinking and looking and experiencing. However, Lonnie is able to see exactly where Dwayne is when he's passed out. He knows everything that's going on around Dwayne, even though Dwayne can't see anything that's going on around him.
To
What's
the
that
point
about?
where he can track the car that he's unconscious in. He leaves the raceway
Uh-huh.
and knows exactly where they are because
What the fuck?
because they're two oil exec dudes that are like, okay, we've single-handedly like kidnapped this guy. We don't have a great plan. Eventually one of them decides
Uh-huh.
we're going to kill him
Mm-hmm.
when his brand new mysterious twin who just showed up
Yeah.
has an accident that we're going to engineer somehow in front of everyone on the racetrack.
And then
The other guy's like, I don't know that I want to be a party to murder, but he's also like, I'm not sure that I don't want to be.
yeah, do you want to be rich or not, you fucking idiot? At which point one of them says, well, I guess this is later, but they've decided they're going to kill him. They got him in the car. One of them's on a cell phone, I guess. And he's like, okay, what are we doing? What's going on? And the other guy is like, don't do them until I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a whole new show. It's all about pornography again.
Yeah, they're going to do him right.
Yeah, they are.
Do me, baby.
Sons with benefits.
Twins with benefits. Oh, this is a pretty hot twin action.
Oh, yeah. Twins, split screens, green screens. Love it.
Okay, so Hayes and Elle go chasing down to try to figure some bullshit out somewhere at some point, and they're trying to pass themselves off as like finance dudes.
Yes, business, stocks.
So I think
sell.
this is a shout out to Trading Places, which is also a nature versus nurture
You are correct.
story, right?
Yes. And it has a black guy and a white guy.
That's the only other link. But I think, I don't know.
It sounds right. I'm going to go with it. Sure.
It felt right. Like, why are they suddenly trying to pretend like they're like knowledgeable about any of this stuff? Also, how are they so dumb about everything?
How are they so dumb?
Literally, the only conversation they ever have is like, Billy, are you going to have rent?
And back in the lab, the old guy with the beard is there still. Does he ever leave? I hope not. I hope he lives there. I love him.
I think that they, shoot that location just once. So it's like, we've got Nance for 1 day. We've got Max Wright for 3 days. Because he's in a couple of locations.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't talking technically. I was talking about the storyline, but sure. Yeah.
Totally. Like, are we going to have developing stories with those guys?
No, they're just the background, and that's fine. I like that.
I think last episode, they were blowing bubbles for some reason.
I don't remember.
That was never explained. It was just happening. There were bubbles.
Was it that one or the one before where they were both in a tub together?
I think that was 2 or 3 back. Yeah.
Okay. They're my favorite.
So I'm not completely sure what the deal is. Will this new technology actually be put out there?
No, this is the last you'll ever hear about it, ever.
Yeah.
And that's the last you'll ever see of Lonnie and his dumbass go-kart racetrack, or Dwayne and his successful race car thing. I mean, motorcycle thing. It's all over now.
I thought because the thumbnail image thing of this episode that had a picture of Lonnie working on a motorcycle, I thought mistakenly that this was an episode that has their like buddy from the lab that was like contacting ETs.
Oh, the guy that's not Ted Raimi or Sam. Yeah, Ted Raimi.
Because this guy that played both twins,
he was more of a Christopher Maloney type.
A little bit. Yeah.
He was like the hee-haw version of Christopher Maloney.
He's probably got like his real voice is like a beautiful Irish brogue.
You said two separate things there. I don't know what that means.
Tress's hatred for the Irish. Always. Always.
Oh, I left my space heater on. God damn it.
Is that bad?
Just because I have to edit it out and it sucks.
Oh, I see. I can't hear it, but I bet it's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, our computers are always making like some sort of like whirring fan noise also.
Yeah.
It's going to be in there, man.
Hey, it's just life. We're just living life by the balls. I don't know why that's stuck in my head, and I think that's something that people say because no one has ever said that before me. I apologize to everyone.
You should.
Thank you.
Oh, also another nature versus nurture thing, maybe. Lonnie is a natural at riding motorcycles. Johnny B says so. Well, also, Johnny B like gets out on the speedway and like catches up somehow.
Okay.
And the announcers are like, well, this is exciting.
Who the fuck is that? First off, being a natural, it's because he's linked to his brother. It's not because he's a natural. And also he owns a go-kart thing. Who gives a shit? And then, okay, so Johnny B has to catch up with Lonnie because the motorcycle is gonna blow up in any minute. So he's trying to catch up with him while he's on his motorcycle. And he can't. He tries so hard. But then at the end, he just runs for him. Why didn't he just do that to begin with? Why didn't he just run towards him with his super fast running at the beginning?
Is he faster on foot than he is on motorcycle? He might
apparently be. Because he was able to go through traffic and run and get to Lonnie super running when he couldn't do it on a motorcycle.
All right, so that climax left me with some questions.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Many climaxes leave me with questions.
Like Sixth Sense and Signs. I'm just gonna name M. Night Shyamalan's climaxes. And Stuart Little. M. Night Shyamalan, come on. Go ahead.
I've never seen Stuart Little.
Neither have I.
Is that one he wrote? He also wrote She's All That.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good for him.
Yes. Make that bread.
Making Philadelphia proud every single time. Liberty Bell, cheesesteaks,
cream cheese. Yeah,
cream cheese.
So you have
4 Seasons Total Landscaping.
Good stuff.
What the Schuylkill River.
I don't know what that is.
That's a river that runs.
I figured as much, but I'm not familiar. Is that like? Never mind.
It's a Dutch name. Dutch.
Uh-huh. You had questions about the climax, Josh?
Yes, I did. Thank you for.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
All right, so I have a question or two about the climax. You've got Johnny B chasing Lonnie on the motorcycle, both of them in pursuit of Dwayne in the car that he's being held prisoner in.
Yeah.
But Glow in the ice cream mobile is also closing in.
Unintentionally.
Right. She's taking her driver's test and doing great.
What a coincidence. LA must be so small that those two things would interact with each other like that. Go ahead.
This is another opportunity for us to do our version of the Californians.
Go ahead. No.
So Johnny B is like, Gloria, that bike is about to blow. Get him off of it. And she's like, I can't. And then he runs super fast and tackles him off of the bike.
Uh-huh.
Why can't she? Because she's never not been able to do something.
Well, she's always had a clear shot. There was a truck in the way that pulled up and yeah.
Oh, so she has to have line of sight.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what they were inferring. But also
they're implying you infer.
Yes, thank you. That sounded wrong.
You can say it again if you want to take it up so that we can just pull all of that out.
Yes, that's what they were implying. So also, how did she know that was Johnny B? She's never seen him on that motorcycle before.
Right? Everybody. Okay, so this is an episode about mysterious twins and people passing themselves off.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you have a good twin and an evil twin.
Sure.
And it even seemed like perhaps that there was an aspect of that at play in this, because once Lonnie got a taste of respect that Dwayne was used to, he was like, oh, this is my life. I'm taking this life. Like, I'm going to take over this stranger's existence.
Hell yeah. I already know everything about it. I've seen it in my mind. So in doing so, stuff happens and he has to race, but he can't because he's just an idiot. So Johnny B's like, I'll dress up like Dwayne and do it for you. And everyone's like, oh, look, Dwayne's going to do the race. It's obviously Dwayne because he's wearing Dwayne's clothes.
Right. He's on Dwayne's bike. He's wearing Dwayne's clothes.
Obviously, it's
no
Dwayne.
Reason to believe otherwise.
Nope. But that big helmet, the big helmet blocks his face. Even when he's on the street and not in a racing track. So there's no fucking way Gloria should have known that was him or cared.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they just are really close. I mean, they do hang out all the time. They had gone to the go-kart place at the beginning just to like have a fun day. And also sort of that's linked to the fact that she's studying for her like driving test.
Oh God, that tie-in was really, they tried hard with that one. They're like, oh, it's gonna make a knot.
It's gonna make a knot.
How excited she was about driving that go-kart was so fucking ridiculous. I don't know her. Maybe she really was really into that, but it seemed like the writers were like, you know what girls and like young girls really like? No, you know what? Forget it. You know what young people love? Driving. You know what they love more than driving? Go-karts. Let's make her go fucking nuts for go-karts. And you know what? She delivered.
You know what? She's a great actor.
She was so fucking excited. I wish I could get that excited about anything in my life.
It's interesting that Johnny is so close with Lonnie, and we've never heard of him before.
No.
Never had any mention of this track.
What happened to his band?
I don't know.
He keeps to himself.
He's like, oh, right, I'm in a band. Shit, fuck. That's my whole identity. Forgot about that. And instead
Uh,
of him singing in this episode, Lonnie sings Respect to him.
right. And I thought Johnny was gonna like lose his mind and be like, oh yeah, let's sing it together. I'll get my guitar. But nope, he was like, Lonnie, this isn't the time. Just because just because you don't have the spotlight on you doesn't mean it's not valid, Johnny.
No, that's definitely what Johnny thinks. He's like, there's only room in this entire thing in the world for one person to sing,
Obviously.
well or badly.
Let me just do this cover real quick of a song you haven't heard in 50 years.
Maybe he objected to it because it's not a 50s song.
Yeah, and a woman sang it.
I don't think he's sung any songs that we know from female performers
That's what I'm saying.
so far. No,
So
wait a
far.
second. Wait a
Huh?
second. Didn't he have a reference to Tina Turner an episode or two ago?
I have
I,
no
th- I
idea.
think that he made a reference to Tina Turner, like a positive reference to Tina Turner recently.
I believe you. I just don't remember.
Anyway, so the oil company guys lose.
No.
Sort
Yeah,
of.
I mean, I guess
I
we
mean, they
assume
lose in their
so.
plan to murder someone, but they ultimately win in that the technology they wanted to suppress
has been suppressed.
gets suppressed anyway.
Yeah. I mean, as far as we know, because it's never going to be brought up ever again. Hey, who's that actor at the beginning in Lonnie's shop? The redheaded kid who told him to drop dead. Who is that? Because he's been in everything, and he was the like white trash kid in everything in the 80s.
Shit, I don't know. I don't think I caught it.
Oh shit! All
I'm
right.
gonna have to go back and watch it right now, right this second, this very moment.
Uh-huh.
Hang on a second.
Hold please.
All right, so I'm starting.
I don't understand IMDb.
All of me. I think that is Willie Nelson.
I'm going to firmly say no, it's not, but actually, I have absolutely no idea.
It might not be.
It might be. I don't know what the fuck I say or talk about ever.
So wait, how far in should I be watching?
Like
Is it before the credits?
I think so. It maybe not. It's right after the goddamn go-karts.
It's right after the go-karts. Okay, so that's post credits, I think. Give me a minute.
How come only sometimes it shows me the episodes on IMDb? That's some bullshit. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
You see him?
I can't believe I turned my head away for that minute that he was on screen. I'll tell you exactly who that kid
Who
is.
is it?
That's Malachi from Children of the Corn. He wants you
Yes!
too, Malachi.
Yes.
He's also like one of the friends from, or like nerds from what's that Patrick Dempsey movie? Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that movie the other day. I was just thinking about the dress, the
He
suede
wants
dress in
you
that
too,
movie.
Malachi. I'm sorry, what you were thinking about? The dress?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that movie and the dress that she has to replace.
Oh, because she
Anyway,
like wrecked her mom's dress and she was gonna have to get like sent to military school or something if
yeah,
it wasn't properly replaced.
right. So she sells her soul to this pizza delivery guy or whatever. No,
Uh-huh.
landscaper. That's what it was.
Yeah, the landscaper who went to buy himself a telescope that he'd saved up for, but he
Mm.
sees an opportunity to
To
climb the
get laid?
social ladder.
Oh,
He's like, all you have to do
uh-huh.
is pretend that we're going
Yes.
out,
No, okay.
and that's it. You
That
just have to pretend that
seems
we're going out.
icky, but I need money. What do you got my hands tied, buddy? We should watch that
Maybe
movie.
we should watch that. Maybe we should.
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we should, Josh. Maybe we should.
You got me. Once again, you got me.
That's right. Did we cover it?
He wants you too, Malachi. Children of the Corn. All right, guys, that's our episode. Thanks so much for joining us. This is On Fire Tonight. We're Josh and Tressa. We bid you adieu.
Nice.
All of